Hey, good afternoon from the 24-hour Storm Center here on the Georgia Weather Net. We're just getting linked up with our Facebook feed. You are joining us live here on YouTube. We do have a couple of tornado warnings now active in South Georgia. And we're going to get right to that in just a moment. So, first of all, tornado warning is in effect for portions of Ben Hill County and Irwin County until 5:45. Also, tornado warning is in effect for portions of Berrien County and Cook County. It's going to be closer to the Valdosta area. That includes Adel and Nashville. That's in effect until 5:30. Doppler radar indicating a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Adel, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. And also watching some strong circulation now in Cook County. So, again, we're just going live here. We knew we're going to have these strong thunderstorms moving in from Florida, and a few severe thunderstorm warnings popped up, but the tornado warning, kind of a surprise here. So let's go ahead and zoom in, and we'll take a little bit closer look at our storm to our south, again moving over Adel. Let's take a look at the at our velocity tool, and we can see what kind of couplet that we have here. Just bear with us. Everything's in remote mode right now. So there's the couplet now crossing over I-75. So that's going to be moving right into Adel is over the next couple of minutes. There it is. There's the radar couplet. Got it right in the middle of your screen. So this is showing that good circulation there, crossing Interstate 75. So if you are in Adel, you are in this warning polygon area, you need to seek cover right now, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. If you know anybody in that area, let them know that they need to seek shelter right away. This is crossing right over town as we speak. So here's the latest radar sweep, and you can see that couplet very clear. See, possibly I can turn on. Nope, not going to let me use the telestrator tool here remotely, but there it is in the middle of the screen. And this has been upgraded to an observed tornado. So let's get the latest information here from the Weather Service. So the tornado warning now until 6 o'clock for central Cook County, central Berrien County. Actually, let's zoom out again and get another shot here. Okay, here we go. So tornado warning for central Cook, central Berrien County until 6 o'clock. Tornado producing storm located over Adel moving east at 45 miles per hour. So this is a radar confirmed tornado. So we take this even more seriously. We do know that there is a tornado being produced right now by this storm. So if you are anywhere in this warning polygon, Adel all the way up to Nashville and all points in between, you need to seek shelter right away, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. Let's take a look at the debris tracker, see if and it looks like we do have a debris signature. So again, this is a tornado on the ground moving into Adel right now. And there it is. That is the debris ball now moving over Highway 41. Just right over town, just slightly the north side of town is where this is moving. So this is a dangerous storm, radar confirmed. We do have a debris ball on that. And so this is a very serious situation in Adel. I know this spun up very quickly and unfortunately not able to get a whole lot of warning before it crossed I-75 in the town. But hopefully everyone is where they need to be as this storm is moving, again, about 45 miles per hour, so moving fairly quickly. So it's going to be in Nashville at about 5:36. If it stays together and on track, we'll be up toward Willacoochee by 5:56. So that's a little far downstream, but Nashville, you're in the warning polygon. It's going to be in your town at 5:36. It's 5:24 right now, and we do have a confirmed tornado on the ground in Adel. And that is going to be our main concern that we have. Now, we do have another tornado warning a little bit further up north. I want to get to that. We'll take a look at the structure of that storm as well. And this one looks like it's already, from our reflectivity, looks like it's a little bit more broad, but I do see a kink there in the storm, so we're probably going to be looking at some rotation. So let's look for the couplet here. Okay, not really. It's kind of noisy here from this radar shot, so it's really going to be hard to see any couplet. But Fitzgerald, you are in this warning polygon, and then northeast of Fitzgerald, not quite to Jacksonville, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning upstream up into Jacksonville, and then further on up into the northeast covering Denton and up into Hazelhurst. So let's go back to the reflectivity, and we can see this storm. Yeah, this one is not as pronounced as our storm that is down in Cook County, but still a possibility of a tornado being produced by this storm. And that's why we have the severe thunderstorm warnings upstream from our tornado warning, which is in the red polygon. So severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Telfair and Wheeler County until 6:15. And then we have our box down toward the south, which gives us another severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for portions of Jeff Davis and Coffee County. But our tornado warned storm, the red polygon, that is for central Irwin County and Ben Hill County until 5:45. So not as pronounced on that couplet, but the possibility of a tornado dropping out of that. That is all part of the same line. Let's zoom out just to give you the big picture of where we are looking at. This is South Georgia. So really we're stretching down just to the west of Douglas around Fitzgerald, and then heading toward Valdosta. Not quite there. We do have a line of severe thunderstorms that will be moving into Valdosta right now, but our primary concern, and I'm just going to focus on this until we see some improvement on this storm, is going to be in Cook County and heading into Berrien County. So that tornado-producing storm moving through Adel, and we do have a tornado debris signature. We saw that, so we know that it is producing the tornado. The Weather Service has canceled the tornado warning for Irwin County. So if you're listening to us or watching in Irwin County, you are in the clear at this time, and that is good. But as far as Cook County is concerned and Berrien County, you are under the gun. We still see the couplet. Let's go back and take a look at the debris signature tool. And if you'll just hang tight just a second, we want to make sure we have this posted on all of our social media pages so that everyone is informed of what's going on. This is the Georgia Weather Net with live coverage. It looks like that debris signature has subsided. So I think we did have a touchdown right over Adel, and it looks like that storm no longer on the ground, but it could spawn another could drop again. So could drop another tornado again. Let's take a look at the velocity and line it up with what was left of that debris signature. And still showing tight rotation here. Now just kind of cruising right along Highway 76, just to the north of 76. And we're just talking about 3 or 4 miles out of Adel up to the northeast. Let's go back to the debris signature and see what we have. That rotation still pretty tight. It could have dropped again. Yeah, not really seeing the lowered CC. So maybe not on the ground at the moment, but we still have that couplet there. This is continuing to move toward the northeast. We'll be heading into Nashville. So if you know anyone in Nashville, make sure that they take cover right now. Lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. And we're going to continue to monitor for any damage reports coming out of Cook County as this storm is continuing to move in toward Berrien County now. So we do have, again, this tornado warning in effect for portions of Cook County and Berrien County. This was a radar confirmed tornado. This warning goes until 5:30. It is 5:29 right now, so another minute to go. So we'll see if we get any sort of extension on this. Tornado warning is continuing for Ben Hill County until 5:45. Part of that warning was lopped off. That's up more toward the north, and we weren't seeing as much of rotation on that storm. This is the main one of concern right now, moving up through Cook County, heading toward Berrien County. So back to the velocity and see what we have. Still showing that that couplet. And this just above Highway 76, so we're starting to get toward the Cook Berrien County line, and this thing is really has its eyes on Nashville. It is going to be moving into Nashville. Let's put a time on this again. It's going to be there. Well, the center of the cell is showing it's a little bit behind, but 5:36. Could be closer in the next 10 minutes. Could be closer to 5:40, but there we go. Now everything's lined up. So yeah, 5:36. So about 6 minutes from right now, this tornado-producing cell will be over Nashville. Now the latest sweep showing that we've seen some widening, some broadening of that rotation. So that's good news. We'll go back to the debris signature And still, there it is. It's back up again, still apparent. What we're looking at, I'll zoom in really close. So this is going to be in extreme eastern Cook County. This is near Joyner Road, and this is just about to cross into Berrien County. So those CC values have lowered again. So that's an indication that we still have debris up in the air from this storm. And let me see what we have down to the southwest of that. If we have this lining up, nope, that's not going to be a debris signature. So our main debris signature that we have is going to be just moving out of Cook County right now, heading into Berrien County, and could be dropping a tornado on Nashville. So we have a tornado warning continuing for Berrien and Cook County. This is going to take us until 6 o'clock. So this has been extended by the National Weather Service. And this is a radar-confirmed tornado. We'll go back to the reflectivity so you can see the size of the storm. This is a very big storm stretching well up to the north. I'll zoom out if you're just joining us. We're in South Georgia. We did have a radar-confirmed tornado in Adel, and it does look like we're going to have some damage there. Hopefully those were just tree limbs and branches and maybe just some shingles, and hopefully nothing more than that. But without a doubt, tornado touching down over Adel and then lifting, it looks like, and possibly dropping again as it continues to move into eastern Cook County. So we do have reports of some structural damage in the Kent Thomas subdivision in Adel, large power outage there as well. So that's going to be as a result of that tornado that just dropped moments ago in Cook County and continues to track toward the northeast. Now we're going to let's visit this one more time. Then we're going to take a look at our tornado warning up in Ben Hill County, so we make sure that everybody's covered. And we should have a new sweep here, so we can take a look at what kind of couplet we have with our velocity tool. Okay, still pretty broad. Looks like the storm's starting to speed up a bit, so it's having a little bit of a hard time spinning up, but still the possibility is there. I still see the kink in the storm, and we'll take a look at the debris tracker, and still showing right here. We'll zoom in right in there. If you see that yellow area, kind of greenish, that is some debris still lofted up in the atmosphere. That's not necessarily a debris signature. It looks like it's currently pulling up any roofs or shingles or tree branches or whatever, but it certainly has, and that's why we're still showing the debris on the radar that is from the earlier touchdown. But Nashville, it is moving right in. It's already raining very heavily. Wind is picking up, and the portion of that cell that could be producing a tornado, it could produce again, is now beginning to move into Nashville. It's 5:33, so I have the estimated time moving over the middle of town at 5:36. So you do have a couple of minutes left to go. If you know anyone in Nashville, Berrien County, let them know that this is a serious storm. It has already dropped a tornado in Cook County and could do it again. Severe thunderstorm warning continuing for Berrien, Brooks, Cook, Lowndes, and Thomas counties until 6:15. So that's the overlying severe thunderstorm warning that we have. And while we wait for another sweep here, let's go back up and look at our tornado warning up in Ben Hill County. Let's see what we have going on. Looks like that's starting to outrun the polygon and starting to move into our severe thunderstorm warned area. So let's take a look at our velocity. All right, yeah, getting pretty noisy out that far, but if we had any real tight rotation, I think we would still be able to see it even from this radar vantage point. But we do have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northeastern Coffee County, Jeff Davis County. That is until 6 o'clock. That's coming out of the Jacksonville office. Then the Atlanta office pairing up with that and issuing the severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Telfair County and southeastern Wheeler County. That until 6:15. So a little ways to go. These storms are moving fairly quickly, about 45 miles per hour, east-northeast. And so they're in and out pretty quick. Let's head back down to Cook, Berrien County. Now this storm is beginning. It looks like it's well inside Berrien County now. So let me zoom in and take a look at what we have. All right. Tell you what, let's zoom out first just to give you another look here. All right, good news in Ben Hill County. The tornado warning has been expired. And it also looks like our tornado debris signature heading into Berrien County has diminished. So we were just looking at that a second ago. We'll take a look at the other sweep here. Yeah, that TDS is completely, that's tornado debris signature has completely wiped off the map. However, we're still looking at some rotation in this storm, and it's a quick mover. I mean, keep in mind, this was just an Adele just, 10, 12 minutes ago, now over Nashville in Berrien County. So it's continuing to move toward the northeast. The main part of the rotation is going to be about a mile north of the center of town, center of Nashville. So this is going to continue to move toward the northeast. If it holds together, we'll be heading up toward Willacoochee. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that covers Willacoochee and Pearson. That's in the yellow polygon. That's in effect until 6:15. So this is going to be for southern Coffee County and Atkinson County as this storm is quickly moving in that direction. So our tornado warning remains in effect till 6 o'clock. We'll see if this holds on. I think this is going to outrun the polygon before 6 o'clock, so we may get this canceled sooner. Hopefully, we don't get the tornado warning extended downstream into Atkinson or Coffee County, but that could occur, so just stay close. If you are in or know someone in Willacoochee or Pearson, just above Pearson, almost to Douglas, that's where this line's going to go. Let's put a track on it and get some timing here. If this holds together, we're going to be looking at the storm passing just to the south of Willacoochee in about 17 minutes, heading toward Pearson in about 30 minutes from right now. So still a little ways to go, and still going to see if this storm's going to hold together. I think that we're certainly going to get a strong to severe thunderstorm out of this as it continues moving in toward Coffee and Atkinson counties. Hopefully we can keep the rotation down, keep it broadened out. But I do think these are still going to be very strong because we have a lot of warm, humid air feeding in down to the southeast of this storm. So we start to head down into Ware County and Clinch County. That's warm, humid air. Temperatures in the mid-70s today. It's been very, very warm all in South Georgia. Everything mainly below I-16. You get right about I-16 and north, and then temperatures are really cool. It's been a cool, rainy day today over most of the state of Georgia, and that's very stable air. But this is very unstable air in South Georgia, and that's why these storms are really cooking up here. Plenty of energy to work with. So new sweep. Let's take a look at any velocity issues. If we have a couple to talk about. Storm, still showing some broad rotation, still right over Nashville, really looking at two areas. I wish I could give you the Telestrator tool, but I can't, unfortunately. I'm kind of remoted in right now, and but I'm doing the very best that I can. But kind of looking at what we call bookend vortices or bookend, where we'll have two different cells. One is down to the south and is really right over Nashville. So it's right here in this area. Still showing some broad rotation. So this could drop a tornado, and that's probably going to be the more likely one as opposed to the older vortice, which is up here toward the north. This is what prompted the warning, and this is what actually dropped a tornado in Cook County. So let's take a look at the reflectivity. Yep. So this is very heavy. So we're getting into a bookend vortice situation with this. So there's the possibility of two different cells that could drop a tornado at this time. So that's why it's important that anywhere in this warning polygon, not just near the center of that main cell that moved just slightly to the north of Nashville, we're looking at that second cell over Nashville, beginning to move toward the east, down closer to State Highway 76. So we are starting to pick up some information from our media partners. Tornado damage on north side of Adel. That's not a surprise. We saw the debris signature, and we're going to find out a little bit more information on that. Severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for portions of Cook County, southeastern Berrien County, Lanier County, Lowndes County, and southeastern Brooks County until 7:15. Doppler radar indicating that line of severe thunderstorms from near Althea to 10 miles southwest of Quitman, moving east at 35 miles per hour. So we do have the possibility of 60-mile-an-hour wind gust with these storms. And I'm going to look and see if we have any hail. We'll go ahead and zoom in on the main line here. And we're looking at, let's try that again, using the Valdosta radar, which has a really great view of these storms. So we're got a nice low angle here. That's what gives us the opportunity to spot any sort of tornadic activity very easily. Let's see what we have here. We can take a look at our severe hail tool, and not seeing anything, although we have all these warnings up. Let's pop these off for just a second and kind of take a look at any severe hail. All right, not seeing that hail as being a big factor here. Yep, so this isn't really a big hail producer. Our big concern here with this storm system, obviously the tornadoes. We had one confirmed in Cook County with damage reported in Adel, and then that continued to move up into Berrien County. Let's go back to our velocity and kind of check on both of our storms here. Yep, still showing the two vortices. So this storm has gone bookend. And that's pretty typical with these storms, especially when they produce some strong straight line winds. You can kind of get two different circulating cells, one on the north or the top side, the other on the south or the bottom side, and that's what it looks like we're seeing right now with this particular line. So all of Berrien County, you just need to heads up, because this is a very dangerous storm and capable of producing possibly two different tornadoes. Right now, not seeing that happening, and the rotation is still fairly broad. We have a new sweep, so let's just confirm what we're saying. Maybe, are we getting another debris signature here? Let's take a look. This is going to be that northern part, the original part of the cell. So let's see how this lines up with the velocity. Possibly. That could be. That's not extremely low on the correlation coefficient, but that could be some leftover debris from the earlier touchdown as well. So this is northeast of Nashville, starting to get into a northeastern Berrien County. And just want you to know that we still have the rotation there and the possibility of this spinning up once again. This is crossing over. This is going to be past Joyner Road now, well past Joyner Road. Getting some wind measurements here that one of the weather reporting stations reporting a 55-mile-an-hour wind gust. That was between Nashville and Weber around the ambient community. So 55-mile-an-hour wind gust between Nashville and Weber. Kent Thomas. This is gonna be in Cook County, in the Adel community. Reports of some homes damaged and a couple of people trapped, but no injuries reported at this time. Trees and power lines down, as I mentioned, in the Kent Thomas area. So this was this one spun up very quickly. We were watching this line of severe thunderstorms moving up from Florida, moving into southwest Georgia, moved down around Cairo, and then continued making that northeast movement, and then dropping the tornado right about I-75 at Adel, and then moving into town. And now the damage reports are coming in. So at this time, no reports of injuries in Cook County, and let's hope we keep it that way. But we do have a report of some folks trapped in their homes. So this dropped at about 5:21. It's 5:45 now, and we are continuing to track that same cell that dropped the tornado in Adel at 5:21, and that is continuing to move through Berrien County. And let's just kind of take a look at our rotation again, our velocity, to see if we have anything of concern. And I'll tell you what, if you'll bear with me, let me turn these polygons off because we're kind of right here in the intersection. Broad rotation, nothing really tight right now. So it's still there. It still could potentially spin up another tornado again. And so we're going to have another tornado warning now issued for Berrien County until 6 o'clock. So this is going to be a new one. So severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located 7 miles southwest of Willacoochee, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So that polygon is going to come up here momentarily and switch back over to the reflectivity. Show you where this storm is, and let's put a timing on this. So again, this is just southwest of Willacoochee. That's not the right one. Let's try this one. All right, there we go. There's the new warning polygon. So that's Willacoochee, not in the polygon, but very, very close. And you do have the severe thunderstorm warning there. So just go ahead and be on standby and be ready to be in your tornado safe place, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. And then Pearson, keep an eye on this as well, because this is continuing to move your way and should be there at about 6:07 if it continues on at the same speed. So it looks like the center of our rotation that we're mainly concerned about may be just passing just to the south of Willacoochee. And let me see if we have the bookend situation still going on. A few scans ago, we were getting the bookend vortices. That gives you the capability of 2. Yeah, it's still not quite as pronounced. This rotation is still fairly broad, but with this having a history of producing a tornado and producing damage, and the rotation still there, it is a good idea to go ahead and hang on to the warning. Let's zoom out, give you the big picture. We're talking South Georgia, and we are watching this line of strong thunderstorms in Statesboro and Bullitt County, and pretty strong heading through Toombs County and Vidalia. And then they go severe once you start getting down around Douglas, Fitzgerald. And then we do have now one, technically 2 tornado warnings, but it's really just a expansion of the area there of our current tornado warning in Berrien County. Up in Ben Hill County, luckily that one has been reduced to a severe thunderstorm warning. So the rotation on that one has died out, but we did have some there as it moved through Ben Hill County. So that one we're going to continue to track, and we'll keep an eye on the Jacksonville office to get word on if we get this issued down line. And it's kind of going through any of our storm reports. Again, several reports of damage, multiple trees, power lines down, and widespread power outages in Cook County. And we may see that spread into Berrien County as well. But some homes severely damaged in Adel, and one entrapment that we have reported, but no injury. So they are working on that to get those people out of the house. And hopefully they got into their tornado safe place to ride this storm out. Strong thunderstorms will impact portions of Clinch and Eccles County. So this is getting down around the Florida line. That one coming out of the Jacksonville office. We're just keeping an eye here. We're going to hold it until at least 6 o'clock, until these warnings expire. So what we're watching now is this tornado warning for Berrien County as this moves just to the south of Willacoochee. So it would be a good idea to go ahead and be on standby, be at least near your tornado safe place if you're in Atkinson County or Southern Coffee County. As this line is moving your way, the wind is picking up, at least a possibility of 60-mile-an-hour wind gust with this line. So that's going to be one concern that can create just as much damage, can uproot trees, snap trees, take down power lines, just the straight line wind. So this is a windy storm. And then down to the south as well, starting to move into Lanier County and toward Lakeland. That's going to be very windy. And then those wind gusts are starting to pick up in northern Lowndes County. So going to be windy here very soon. And Valdosta already had a round of thunderstorms there. But Valdosta and all Lowndes County under a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:15, and that covers Cook County as well, portions of Berrien County, Lanier, and Brooks County. So let's take a look, and I'm just going to look for anything. This one looks like just a big wind producer. Not sure if we're going to see any rotating cells with this. I don't at all. What I'm looking at here is this line that's pushing into Lowndes County and toward Valdosta. So that's just wind. That's straight line wind. That is the big factor there. And you can tell that on radar. Let's go back to reflectivity. And you can see that when you have those gradients that get really tight in a small area there. So up here in northwestern Lanier County, look at this. You go from nothing at all to red and purple within just a few hundred feet. So that's going to be really packing a punch. We may start to see some of these cells start to bow out as well with that wind, that very strong wind. So again, this storm is starting to outrun the warning polygon, but we still have the tornado warning in effect until 6 o'clock for Berrien County. And this is starting to move in toward Atkinson, Coffee County, right along the county line there. And still showing broad rotation about 4 miles southwest of Willacoochee. So this is out pretty rural part of the state here in South Georgia, but still very important that we make sure everybody gets their warnings timely. And we're going to stay on this until we get this out of the area. Just kind of, so Highway 76, that's kind of where this storm has been riding right along, coming out of Nashville. And right now, if we have any rotation, it's pretty broad out around Riverside Church, south of Willacoochee, around Riverside Road, beginning to head over toward the lakes there, Hog Creek Bay and Meeting House Bay, getting into some swampy lake area there. All right, so we do have the warning has been extended. So because that rotation is still there, it's broad, but still there as it's moving out of Berrien County and heading into Atkinson and Coffee County. We now have our tornado warning in effect for Atkinson and Coffee until 6:15. Flip back over to reflectivity, and I'll give you the word on this. The severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado and did produce a tornado earlier, about 30 minutes ago now, is located over Willacoochee, just to the south of town, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So possibility of flying debris. Mobile homes could be damaged or destroyed with this particular cell, and damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. So if you're in the warning polygon, that does include Pearson. It does include Willacoochee. It's going to pass just to the south of Willacoochee, but continue across 82, heading toward Pearson. You need to be in your tornado safe place right now. Lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. Pearson, it's going to be at you at 6:07. Looks like it could pass just north of Pearson along 441, but it's going to be there. The timing is still holding just right. I mentioned Pearson a little while ago, so hopefully you got your warning there, or you know anyone there. The storm is going to be over Pearson at 6:07, and then continuing into southern Coffee County. Douglas, you are not in the warning polygon, but very close. If you're south of Douglas down 441, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now, away from doors and windows, lowest level, most interior room. Just kind of memorize that, and you'll be just fine. So south of Douglas, it's going to be about south of Harvey Vickers Road, down 441 to Pearson, and then south of Pearson, down into the lakes there around Lang's Church. That's where you are in the tornado warning polygon. Rebel Speedway, which is just to the east, southeast of Pearson, in the warning polygon. Bethel Church in the warning polygon. If you're anywhere in those areas, seek shelter right now. Lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. And if you know anybody in a manufactured home, they need to get out of there right now. So as I mentioned, around the Rebel Speedway area, Pearson, all the way up just south of Douglas, let them know that they need to get into a solid structure right now. Go to a neighbor's house, a family member. You got a few minutes to get that done, because these storms will completely destroy a mobile home or manufactured home. Let's go back and take a look at the velocity tool that we have, and this can give us an indication of rotation. Still broad rotation now, moving east of Willacoochee along 82, heading toward Pearson. So we're just between Willacoochee and Pearson, around Lazy 9 Road, Antioch Church Road. Got the landfill. It's really right over the landfill east of Willacoochee. So let's zoom in really close. Broad rotation. So this, I mean, that is right over the landfill. If you're familiar with this part of the area there, let's go back and take a look at the debris tracker. Let's see what we got. All right, you are watching live coverage from the Georgia Weather Net. No debris signature at this moment, so that's good. But this is the same cell that did drop a tornado in Adel. It's just going to be a matter of how strong it was, and the Weather Service will. What they have to do is actually go put their eyes on the damage, and we do have quite a bit of damage being reported out of Adel and Cook County. So that is going to be certainly a tornado. The question is EF2, EF3. We're not even going to speculate on that because there's no way to know without actually looking at the damage. So we're going to watch out for that over the next couple of days. But as for right now, it doesn't really matter how strong the tornado was. The fact is, damage, power outages all throughout Cook County, and that is being addressed. That's the primary concern right now. The severe thunderstorm warning for Berrien, Brooks, Cook, Lowndes, and Thomas County has been canceled, and the tornado warning for Berrien County has been canceled. That's pretty obvious. That cell has moved well out of Berrien County, so everything's fine now, other than some pretty moderate rain still happening across Berrien County. But our main concern right now is going to be in southern Coffee County and pretty much all of Atkinson County, including Pearson, with this tornado warning until 6:15. Starting to get what looks like maybe a little inflow notch here. So let's zoom in on this, and don't like to see these little, kind of looks like a bay. You kind of see where there's it is concave a little bit. That's where you start to get that warm, humid air that moves in, and not showing any rotation on that at the moment. So we will appreciate that without a doubt. Our main area of rotation, broad rotation, that is, it's not tight. We're right between Willacoochee and Pearson. This has moved right over where the landfill is, and moving out now across western Atkinson County. This moving to the northeast at around 45 to 50 miles per hour. And we're coming up on 6 o'clock. As I mentioned, this is going to be moving near Pearson at about 6:07. So just be in your tornado safe place in Pearson until we can get this storm to either dissipate or pass through the area. And hopefully we'll keep the funnels up in the air. If you're just joining us, we did have a tornado on the ground in Cook County and Adel at about 5:21 was the precise time. And still quite a bit of damage reporting coming out of there. We're going to keep watching that. So the Weather Service, okay, they're also looking at the same thing we're looking at, those inflow notches. They're seeing 3 inflow notches moving through Atkinson County. So does it mean all 3 are going to spin up? It just means that we have 3 cells that are being well fed, and they have all the energy that they need to spin up. So I certainly see the inflow notch, and we can see it together there, moving just to the southwest of Pearson. It gets a little bit ragged north of that, but I kind of see another one here just north of Pearson as well. So this is a dangerous storm that could produce more than one tornado, quite honestly. Go back to the velocity tool. and see what we have as far as rotation is concerned. Still very broad rotation. This is starting to edge up a little bit further from Highway 82 now. So we're starting to get up around Sunnyside Church, heading toward Crossroad Church Road, and heading toward Highway 441. So the center of the cell that has the most rotation right now should be just north of Pearson. It's going to be very close to Grady Hall Road and Fannie Mizell Road, O'Brien Road, along 441 over the next 5 minutes. All right, so that is going to be crossing 441 again around O'Brien Road in about 5 minutes. And if it holds together, we'll continue tracking through Atkinson County, heading toward the eastern part of the county. Kind of 441 is the dividing line west of. That's just cuts Atkinson right there in half. So right now we're looking at west of 441, but this cell is moving very quickly toward the highway, and we'll be crossing here very soon. Very windy in Pearson, not showing any rotation of concern, but you are under the tornado warning, so just hang tight. I'll give you the all clear in just a moment. All right, that's not going to be debris. Doesn't look like it. That looks like just kind of I'm looking at the blue south of Pearson. That's probably going to be just some radar noise. See if that lines up. Give me just a second. Let me see if we have any couplet there. I think that's just going to be strong winds. Yeah, I don't think we have a tornado. I don't think that's debris. But we're going to watch it. We sure will. All right. Strong thunderstorms will be impacting portions of Appling, Bacon, northeastern Charlton, northern Ware, Pierce, southern Ware, western Charlton until 7 p.m. So that's a it's a special weather statement. So that's one level just below a severe thunderstorm warning. So maybe we're seeing these cells start to play out just a bit, but not quite there in Atkinson or Coffee County. If you're just joining us here on the Georgia Weather Net, we'd ask for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We go live there first and then post the information over on the Facebook feed. And if you get those notifications on YouTube, that's going to be the quickest way that you'll know what's going on. But we're watching South Georgia, line of strong thunderstorms all the way up into Statesboro, now moving into Screven County, and then stretching down through Vidalia. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like, unless we just missed this one because we're watching the tornado warning. Oh, no, we've already covered this one, but it's been edited. So part of this has been dropped off. So it looked a little bit different. So we're still looking at portions of Telfair and Wheeler County on this severe thunderstorm warning as this line's moving into Hazelhurst right now. And not looking at a big tornado threat on that one. So the severe thunderstorm warning with the possible tornado still in effect for Atkinson and Coffee County until 6:15. Another 11 minutes to go on the severe thunderstorm warning. And that overlays our tornado warning. So that's our main concern right now, the red polygon. And the wind is really whipping in Pearson. Douglas with heavy rain, but no issue as far as tornadoes all the way up in the Douglas. You can see the cell is really, or the line rather, and the cells that are embedded in the line really spread out. So that's starting to hit some unfavorable air. But we have the more favorable and unstable air down toward the south, really from Pearson and then down 221 and heading toward 441 is where we're picking up that strong wind. We do see some rain out ahead of that line, and that's going to kind of cut off some of that warm, humid air feeding in. So that's actually going to help just a little bit. What I'm looking at right here is, let's see if we can, right here, this particular part of the cell. Again, we're doing everything remotely here, so things lag just a little bit, but I wanted to make sure I got this information out. But this is going to help us out quite a bit in weakening the main part of the cell there moving through Atkinson County. Still going to be a strong thunderstorm, still calling it severe, and still the potential of a tornado with that. But if we can get a little cell like that pop out in front of it, that helps cool the air just a little bit and cuts off some of that inflow, and that will work to our advantage. So hopefully that's going to make a difference. The tornado warning remains in effect for Atkinson and Coffee County. The thunderstorm that's capable of producing a tornado near Pearson, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So, yeah, this cell is moving very quickly. And that radar shot, a little bit noisy. But I think we still have some rotation there, but it's still very broad. So we don't have a radar confirmed tornado. We don't have a visually confirmed tornado, anything of that matter. It's just a storm that could produce a tornado, and this storm already produced one a little bit earlier in Cook County. So that's why the Weather Service is just being extra cautious and extra sensitive to this storm. Do have some storm reports coming out of Colquitt County. Trees down along Rockford Road and Myron Hall Road. Also trees down on the West Bypass in Moultrie near National Beef. So that's going to cause some travel issues through the day today, possibly into tomorrow morning as well with those trees down. And we've had multiple reports now coming across South Georgia, and then some serious damage coming out of Cook County and Adel with the tornado that was confirmed on radar. And everything lines up, the reports now of some trees, power lines, some homes, structural damage. But again, no reports of injuries. And let's just hope we keep it that way. All right, so this is all South Georgia, folks. This is very warm, humid air. I know a lot of us, if you're watching us further north, I-16 and northbound, it's been a chilly, rainy day over pretty much the entire state. Temperatures in the 40s with that rain, and you would just think there is no way a tornado could happen. But the temperature gradient has been really incredible. I was just looking at the temperature in St. Mary's a little while ago at 75 degrees. I could actually pull up and see what we have right now. But, the difference, Statesboro was 40, it was like 48, and then St. Mary's was 75. So that is a big temperature gradient for sure. And that warm, humid air, that's what's fueling these storms. All right, just bear with me just a moment. I was just pulling up some of our yeah, 62 degrees right now in Savannah, and still very, very warm. 100% humidity. That dew point is at 62, so that's fuel for these storms for sure. All right, 6:08, and we're watching these storms move through Atkinson and Coffee County. Still have the tornado warning in effect for northern Atkinson County, southern Coffee County, and it looks like the leading edge of that storm has moved through Pearson. Looks a little ugly right over town still. The leading edge has moved through, but the center of the line is still moving right over 221 in Pearson, 221, 441. They combine there, and that's where it is just raining very, very heavily. And I haven't seen a lot of hail issues here. This isn't really a big hail producing storm, so I don't think we have really high tops on these storms, but they are producing the wind for sure. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, easy, and already a tornado out of this in Cook County. As for right now, we haven't seen any debris signatures. We're watching this. The Weather Service watching this very carefully. Lots of eyeballs on this line, and we'll keep looking at it. So, yeah, still showing some broad rotation in a couple of spots. One right along 82 east of Pearson, about 2 miles out of town. Out kind of past where Pope Trucking is, and then another area of broad rotation It's going to be around Axon Road, east of 441, and that is moving near Highway 64, heading out toward Mount Zion Church. Broad rotation. All right, so not to be panicked. Please don't be panicked. We do not have any indication of a tornado on the ground, but we do have some broad rotation in 2 spots with this storm cell. So it has that potential. Now, if we can keep the rotation broad, if it can continue to weaken, we may get this. We may just get this replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning downline. I know the Weather Service is going to be very careful watching this as it moves toward Ware County and Pierce County, Bacon County, because we do have a history of a tornado producing storm here with this line. So it's a good idea to just rather be safe than sorry, but it's very possible we'll get a severe thunderstorm warning downline. So we'll stand by for that and see what happens for Ware, Bacon, Pierce County, maybe in the Brantley County. But for right now, our tornado warned area is going to be covering northern Atkinson and southern Coffee County. Heavy rain now moving out of Douglas, heading toward Nichols. Nichols, you're not in the severe thunderstorm warned area yet, but could be coming. So stay tuned. Line of severe thunderstorms now moving through Lanier County, down into Lakeland, cutting right through Valdosta and Lowndes County, heading into Eccles County. Yeah, that is a wind maker. Wowee, look at that. That is really producing some strong, gusty winds that just went through Valdosta. I'll be interested to see if we have any wind reports out of there, but very easily 55 to 60 mile an hour wind gust just happened in Valdosta over the last few minutes, and that's continuing to move toward the east-northeast very quickly, about 55 miles per hour. We'll be heading toward I-75 and Lake Park, and this thing's moving so fast that I'm not sure if it can even get a lot of rotation together, get organized in that way. Do have a little inflow notch there around Highway 376 there in southern Lowndes County, but nothing really standing out on radar as far as any rotation is concerned. 6:13, we have another 2 minutes to go on our tornado warning for Atkinson County and Coffee County. Severe thunderstorm warning now issued for portions of Bacon, Coffee, and Ware County. So just talked about that, and that's kind of what we're hoping for, that we wouldn't get the tornado warning extended downline, but that polygon is going to pop up in just a second. So this is going to be replaced now by a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Bacon County, southeastern Coffee County, and northwestern Ware County until 6:45. Doppler radar indicating the severe thunderstorm about 7 miles southeast of Douglas, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So our hazards here will be 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Not looking at a big hail threat with this, surprisingly enough, but the straight line wind is a serious matter, and there's the polygon just popped up. So you can expect damage to roof, siding, and trees. Alma, you're in the polygon, as well as Nichols, Dixie Union, New Lacey, and Bickley. And just know that this particular line did produce a tornado in Cook County in Adel at about almost an hour ago. Was it about 5:21 was about the closest time that radar and the storm reports are lining up. And we'll be continuing to watch storm reports coming out of that. Numerous storm reports coming out of the Moultrie area in Colquitt County, and trees down in many parts of South Georgia, and widespread power outages as well. So it's 6:14, another minute to go on our tornado warning. That's going to be allowed to expire, and the severe thunderstorm warning for Berrien, Brooks, and Cook County has been canceled as well. There it goes, all off the screen. And you can see some other changes there down toward Valdosta. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7:15, which does cover Valdosta and Lowndes County, as well as portions of up into Cook and Berrien County, Brooks County in there as well. the portion for Berrien, actually the portion for Brooks and Berrien has been canceled, so that's good. So this is mainly going to be eastern Lowndes County is the big concern, and then continuing east of Valdosta into Eccles County, heading towards Stantonville. We'll eventually be moving over Fruitland and the swamp area, so that's where that cell's moving. Once again, we're watching a cell jumping out ahead of it. This actually could go severe right here, this big mess. So this is going to be robbing a lot of energy from that main line moving out of Lowndes County into Eccles County. So this one itself could go severe. As a matter of fact, kind of watching a little inflow notch come together in the southern part of the storm. So if we get a warning down into Eccles County and Clinch County, it could be because of this cell that's jumped out ahead of the main line, because that's really starting to show some strength and possibility of that going severe. Tell you what, let me go back in. I know I'm trying not to make you nauseous here, but I just wanted to look at one more thing with this cell, because this is a supercell and it's pretty impressive. It's got a little notch on it, so let's see if we have any rotation. No serious rotation to look at the moment, but that one's going to be worth watching for sure. And the stronger it gets, the more energy it's going to steal from that main line. So there's kind of good news, bad news with that. So all the tornado warnings are off the board at this time. We still have our severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 6:45. And this is going to be covering portions of Bacon, Coffee, and Ware counties. And that does include Nichols. It includes Alma, as well as Dixie Union. New Lacey is in there. The Bickley community, all under a severe thunderstorm warning. So there is the possibility of a tornado spinning up with this, but we haven't seen any real tight rotation for a while since the tornado lifted as it moved out of eastern Cook County. Yeah, I'm still showing some broad rotation right in here. Let me zoom in. Okay, broaden out a little bit more. So kind of getting into this area, still showing some broad rotation south of Nichols. So it looks like this is going to scoot across US 1 south of Alma as it continues to move through. So that could spin up, could give us another problem. But for right now, we're just going to keep this a severe thunderstorm warning. And I'll tell you what, we'll just hang around until about 6:30, just in case that cell decides to do something, or that little lone cell down above Stantonville, if that one decides to do something. That cell has continued to become a little more impressive. And what I'm talking about is right here. So this is not in a warning polygon. There is a special weather statement on that. So there is the possibility of that going severe soon. And with each scan, that gets a little more impressive. And that has taken on the supercell characteristics. We can see all of the ingredients for that. If you're a weather nerd like me, you're looking for the forward flank downdraft and the rear flank and the inflow notch and all those things. And almost a V notch developing up around Highway 441. So that's a good one. That's a big storm right there as it continues to move. It looks like, above Fargo. So the southern end of the line, the southeast corner there near Stantonville. And then the rest of that really over the lakes and the swamps there of Eccles County. But no warning on that, surprisingly enough. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Jacksonville will make that call if that particular storm needs to go severe. But the line behind it is a severe thunderstorm category. And that has moved through Valdosta. Rain still coming down in Valdosta and Lakeland. But the main severe weather threat has passed. Very, very heavy rain in Naylor, moving toward Highway 135. Stantonville, again, you're just on the edge of that front cell. But then the second cell is going to be moving in shortly. So expect those wind gusts could be 50 mile an hour plus beginning to move into Stantonville and Eccles County here very soon. Let's go back up to the north. Just make sure that this storm is not going to give us any more problems. Starting to see it broaden out quite a bit, spread out and over Nichols. Oh, this is getting kind of ugly here. Let's zoom in. Take a look at this. Got a little kink in the cell here. This is south of Pearson. Just around, yeah. Okay, so above Highway 122, Lang's Church area. Again, this very rural area. But a little inflow notch developing. Let's see if we have any rotation on this. Doesn't look like it. Little ugly data coming in from the radar site, but just looking at right here, let me see if I can highlight it for you. Right there's got a little inflow notch. You see a kink in a storm like that, you want to pay close attention to it. Make sure you don't let that get off your radar, so to speak. So certainly we're going to be seeing very strong winds moving into Homerville. 441, really picking up that wind right now just above Homerville. So now we're looking, let's go back up to Nichols and our severe thunderstorm warn. So yeah, we got a new tornado warning now. Possibility of a rain-wrapped tornado near Nichols. You can see this is a lot of rain. As I mentioned, this is broadened out quite a bit, but let's take a look and see if we can see our couplet. Okay, there, yep, there it is. So tornado warning now in effect for portions of Bacon, Coffee, and Ware County. So this is starting to move toward Alma, moving out of the Nichols area. But yeah, there's some rotation there just to the east of Nichols. So let's put the track on this cell. Alma is going to be to you here very, very soon. How soon? Let's try this cell here. May give us a better timing. Should be in Alma at about 6:42. Probably going to be there a little bit sooner than that. So we'll say in another 10 minutes. That may be a little better estimate. I think that particular track was picking up some older info on where it was positioned and the speed. So the next 10 to 15 minutes over Alma, we do have the tornado warning for you. Nichols, that's where we see the rotation right now, moving just slightly to the southeast of Nichols. You need to be in your tornado safe place, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. The Sessoms community, heading toward Highway 64. Really going to be riding right along Highway 32, just south of 32, between 32 and 64, moving over toward Cody Road, and then heading in toward Alma. You need to be in your tornado safe place right now, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. So again, I'm going to put the estimated time arriving in Alma at about 6:32, so about 10 minutes from right now. Is when this cell will be moving in. This is rain wrap. There's no way you could see this tornado coming. So if you have seen the movies where people are out spotting tornadoes and all the great pictures and videos of the big funnel cloud coming and dropping out of the sky, there's no way you could see this. This is a high precipitation supercell. So this is rain wrapped, and you absolutely wouldn't be able to see this if we had a tornado actually form from this. You would feel it before you saw it. So that's why these cells are just so dangerous, and why here in Georgia, most of our tornadoes are rain wrapped. So they're very, very hard to see. They're impossible to see. I don't want to give you any indication that it's even possible. So this is where we are, South Georgia. We do have a potential tornado, certainly a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado around the Nichols community, beginning to move toward Alma. And so that's why we have our tornado warning now. And this is for portions of Bacon, Coffee, and Ware County. So this is moving out of Coffee County. It's going to be the extreme northern portion of Ware County. and then beginning to move into Bacon County. Right along the line there between Coffee and Bacon County is where we see it. The latest sweep. Let's take a look at our velocity again. Yep, still showing that rotation. It's fairly broad. And I'll go ahead and check out any debris possibility. Hopefully not, but nope. I don't really see anything screaming debris, so that's good. Now, pretty high angle right here. We're starting to get a little bit more distance from the radar site, so we're looking a little bit higher up into the atmosphere. We really need to be low, but this will show us that we do have rotation in the upper levels, and that's going to be the start. That's what can start forming the wall cloud. We get the wall cloud lower, that begins to rotate, and then we can see a tornado off of that. The storm is moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So again, we'll be moving into Alma just after 6:30. Time now is 6:26. So if you know anyone in Alma, make sure they're in their tornado safe place, away from doors and windows. Lowest level, site-built home or business. You can't be in a car. You can't be in a manufactured home. That is just the absolute worst place to be. So this is going to be moving toward Alma, just south of town, around the motocross park. If you're familiar with that area, that's right along US 23. And really between the motocross and park and Alma's where this is going to be passing through. Looks like for the most part, the rotating part of the storm is just going to be edging just south of Highway 32, which becomes 16th Street in Alma. Nichols, you're going to be in the clear, still in the warning polygon, but that cell has passed by you, and we can see a good inflow notch coming in. This is a big old storm. Man, this is a big storm. So high precipitation supercell. And what I'm looking at here, look at this great big inflow notch right there coming in. So this storm is being fed without any problem whatsoever and is rotating. So we call this a mesocyclone. That rotation is still there, beginning to move right over town. We have a second rotating area around the motocross park, just above Beach Highway. So once again, I think we're seeing what we call bookend vortices on this particular line. So this cell could potentially drop 2 tornadoes, and they could both happen at the same time. The strongest of the inflow is going to be over Alma. So that would indicate this is going to be the strongest part of the storm, but there is a possibility of a cell spinning up closer on that south end down toward the motocross park, Industrial Forge, starting to get down Marigold Lane, again, just above Beach Highway along US 23. Let's go back out here again. If you're just joining us here on the Georgia Weather Net, we'd appreciate you subscribing to our page so I can get you this information as soon as it breaks. We cover the entire state of Georgia, not just the big cities. Matter of fact, outside the big cities are more of my concern because I grew up outside of the big cities, and I know that sometimes the coverage from the media is not always the best when you get out into the country. But I think that if you live out in the country, you're just as important as anybody living in the big town. So that's why we go live anytime we have tornado warnings or big severe weather outbreaks. And it's been an active afternoon in South Georgia. These cells kind of moved up around Cairo, moved through Brooks County, and then continued to slide up a little bit further north and dropped a tornado in Adel and Cook County. And then as it headed toward Berrien County, still had a lot of rotation in it, but it looks like Berrien County did not see a tornado, but I'm going to continue to watch out for any storm reports. But quite a bit of storm damage in Cook County and Colquitt County. Moultrie with multiple trees down and power lines down. Let's get back in and zoom in close. I just wanted to kind of zoom out so you know where we're talking about. This cell started rotating around Nichols, continuing to move toward Alma. And let me look at the velocity tool and see what we got here. Yeah, still that broad rotate. Yeah, that's pretty good rotation. Not a tight couplet, strong rotation, but broad rotation. All right. So really big concern that we look for is a tight and strong rotation. That's when the tornadoes very easily drop. But in this case, this is pretty broad but strong rotation moving over Alma. So it's important to be in your tornado safe place right now, away from doors and windows, lowest level, and most interior room. And this warning goes north of town all the way up to the 23 US 1 split at the Forks 1 and 2 and 3, if you're familiar with that area. So right there at the split, down through the city of Alma, down the Beach Highway. All right, back to the reflectivity. We appreciate you watching here live on Facebook and on our YouTube channel as well. And if you'll subscribe to our page, make sure that I get you this information as soon as it is received. Looks like our video got scrambled just a moment here, but everything back in shape now. Tornado warning is in effect until 6:45, and this is covering portions of Bacon County and Ware County. The portion for Coffee County, actually the northwestern portion of Ware County and central Coffee County has been dropped from the warning. So again, Nichols, obviously back to Douglas. You're all in the clear. Right now we are centered right over Alma and Bacon County. And this is our main concern. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning also until 6:45, and that covers the entire area as well. That was issued originally, but then we started to see some spin around Nichols, so the Weather Service decided to go ahead and set this one as a tornado warn storm. So not a bad idea at all. Go back and take a look at our velocity tool and showing, that broad but strong rotation. Again, right over Alma, continuing to move toward the northeast around 55 miles per hour. This is soon going to be out of the warning polygon box. I don't think this stays in there until 6:45, but I will keep an eye on it for you nonetheless. Still heavy rainfall coming down throughout pretty much all of Bacon County. So downstream, we do not have any warnings for Appling County or Pierce County or Wayne County, but that's going to be next in line. So just be ready for possibility of a severe thunderstorm warning at the minimum being issued downstream, heading into Wayne, Pierce, Appling County. Appling County for sure will be in line for, could be a severe thunderstorm, could be strong thunderstorm. Either way, I'll let you know as soon as that's issued by the Weather Service. Time is 6:33. This is the Georgia Weather Net. We're watching these severe thunderstorms capable of producing a tornado. They have already produced a tornado in Cook County, and the possibility that could drop a tornado again as we watch this in Bacon County. And that's why we have our warning here. The severe thunderstorm warning is covering a pretty large area there, covering where our tornado warning is for Bacon County, also down into Ware County. And portions, an extreme portion of Clinch County is in there as well. So strong straight line winds possible, even if you don't see a tornado with a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, very, very likely. And we've had reports officially measured. The strongest one we've had has been a 55-mile-an-hour wind gust that was reported a little bit earlier. Severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for Clinch and Eccles County. Let's zoom out just a little bit here. And all right, there it is. That's in effect until 7:15. Doppler radar indicating severe thunderstorm near Stantonville, moving east at 60 miles per hour. So they're kind of covering both of these cells, it looks like. If you've been watching for a while here, you can see two cells. One is out in front of the main line right here. So that's in the warning polygon. Not a bad idea. That thing has just been getting stronger and stronger with each scan. And then
we have our main line, which is back behind of that, which is moving through Stantonville right now, and that's some strong wind. And as I mentioned, that wind was coming in, so 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, very easy right now, easily happening in Stantonville. So we do have our severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7:15, and that's going to be for pretty much all of Eccles County and central Clinch County. So with the 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, possibility of damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Fargo, you're in the warning polygon. Obviously, Stantonville, because it is just really, really windy right now. Mayday and Needmore in the severe thunderstorm warning polygon. Before I go back up north again, let me hang out just a second here, and we're going to take a look at any velocity issues, see if we can call this out before anything happens, because I do see some notches trying to develop in that main line moving over Stantonville. Let's take a look at the velocity. Okay, not seeing anything shouting at me right now, so that's good news. Let me just go back to reflectivity. I'll show you what I was looking at here. Kind of get this little S shape. We don't like that at all. That's where you get that inflow coming in, and you get a little notch in there, and the next thing you know, you've got a storm that's spinning up. But as for right now, looks like this is moving so quickly, it's kind of outrunning the rotation. So let's see if we can keep it that way. So Fargo, again, you're in the warning polygon. Stantonville, you already know it's storming like crazy, and the wind is really, really whipping. This cell should be up to 441. Looks like in about 24 minutes right now, about 7:01. So that's going to continue to cruise across Eccles County and head toward Clinch County, and over some swampy territory down there, but nonetheless, severe thunderstorm warning. Our tornado warning remains in effect for Bacon County until 6:45, so another 7 minutes to go on that, and it is outrunning the polygon, as you can see. And let's take a look at the, and here's the new one. So because it's outrunning the polygon, we have a new polygon. Tornado warning is in effect until 7 o'clock, and this is going to cover portions of Appling County. I mentioned Appling should be on the lookout, and here it comes. Bacon County, Appling County, under a tornado warning until 7 o'clock. Doppler radar indicating that severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Alma, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So the possibility of flying debris with this. If this does drop a tornado, manufactured homes will be destroyed. Automobile, the worst place to be, and a very close second to manufactured home. So seek shelter now in a substantial site-built home or building if you are in the warning polygon, and that does include Surrency and New Lacey. That's going to be continuing to move, again, to the northeast at around, is that 55 miles per hour? Let me get 45 miles per hour. So still, yeah, moving at a pretty good clip. So this is the same cell that dropped a tornado in Adel, and that's why it's very, very important that we take this one seriously. So this polygon, Alma, you're out of the polygon, and really it's going to be Appling County that we're going to be watching very closely as this is moving up around the Oak Hill Free Will Baptist Church, Carter Cemetery, moving up toward Carter's Chapel, Surrency in that northeast corner of the warning polygon, but you are in it. And then stretching down Highway 121, probably going to be, let's see, down to around, if you're familiar where Southern Earth Construction is, down on Highway 15. That's kind of the bottom end of our warning polygon to the east. So anywhere in there, not a whole lot of landmarks there. This is a very rural area, but sometimes it's hard to get warnings out in areas like this. So if you know anybody there in that portion of Appling County, specifically Appling County, that's our main concern. We do have part of Bacon County still in there as well. Make sure that they are in their tornado safe place right now. Lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. Baxley, you're not in the warning polygon. Do have that heavy rainfall, but that's pretty stable up there. But our main concern is coming out of Bacon County, now moving into Appling County, and then heading in toward Surrency. So let me see if we can get a time on this, if this is going to be accurate. I think it is. So should be up in Surrency in about 15 minutes from right now. And again, not a lot of other towns really to speak of in this part of Appling County. So we're just call out as many landmarks that I know of so that you kind of know where this is going. So again, Overstreet Cemetery, Milliken Cemetery, all the way down to Southern Earth Construction, getting close to Piney Grove Church. You are in the warning polygon, so seek shelter right now, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. This covers Highway 203, also Highway 15 around Zion Church of God, up to Holmesville Road, Memorial Church along Holmesville, and the warning polygon. And this is going to take us another 19 minutes until 7 o'clock. Zoom out to give you the big picture. Once again, this is all South Georgia, Southeast Georgia to be specific, and south of I-16. Very stable air north of I-16. No problems at all. And then back behind this line, we're seeing some showers, and it doesn't really even look like thunderstorms, just some light showers on the backside of this out toward Albany and Americus, and then up in the Schley County and up toward getting close to Columbus there, but no real severe weather back behind this line. Once we get this line out of here, things are going to be quiet. So things are getting quiet now in Valdosta. Wind still kicking up just east of Stantonville, and as that continues to cut through eastern Eccles County. So we do have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7:15. So this is in right along the state line here. This does cover Fargo, and that's a strong line. Look at this right here. This line that moved through Stantonville and is continuing to truck along Highway 94. That is a strong line for sure. So we do have this severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7:15. This is for Eccles County and Central Clinch County. And wind, straight line wind, that's the big factor there. And let's see, we are on our live. Let me see if we can take that off. All right. Got all kinds of tools here that we can use, and some of them just get a little more distracting than the others. So it's good to sometimes put on, you can take a look at the live scan. Not great to keep that on for long periods of time because of the different layers don't add up, but that's how Doppler radar works. So we're giving you a very current view here. Our current radar product is just about 3 minutes old. So this is just about it. This is as current as it gets. So new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be downstream of our tornado warning. This goes until 7:30, and this is going to be for Appling, Bacon, and Wayne County. Doppler radar indicating the severe thunderstorm about 9 miles northeast of Alma, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour, and now upping the ante on the wind gust on this, the possibility of 70-mile-an-hour wind gust. Wow. So that can do just as much damage as a tornado. So I would go ahead and treat this one like a tornado if you're in Odom. If you're in Surrency, just know that you have the possibility of 6 or 70-mile-an-hour wind gust with this big cell moving through. And this is a big rain-wrapped cell. So if we get in another spin up, it's nothing you can see. Plus, it's getting dark out, and no way you could see this if it spun up a tornado. So we're still showing that broad rotation now. This is going to be right here in the middle of the red polygon. Still not quite to Surrency yet, but beginning to move over Highway 15, State Highway 15. This is going to be close to Holmesville Road, just to the south of Miles Beckworth Road. So very rural area there, but I do know homes and some businesses and a dog breeder down there in that area. So still want to make sure that everybody is informed of what's going on as this storm continues to move toward the northeast, moving fairly quickly now. Let's go back to our reflectivity. All right, so heavy rain, possibility of 70-mile-an-hour wind gust. Really want you to be on the lookout, especially in the Odom community and even Jessup. You're not in the severe thunderstorm warning polygon, but that storm's going to continue to move your way and be very, very close to Jessup. And no doubt about it, it is going to be windy in Jessup in about 30 minutes right now. So Odom, you're going to be experiencing this storm in about 20 minutes. Jessup about 30 minutes, about 7:15. And we could get this warning spread out just a little bit, because as we look a little bit further down, that's a well-defined, strong line, and it has some warm, humid air that's feeding it, so no problem to keep this thing going. So we're going to keep it here live until at least 7 o'clock, probably thereafter, with this active tornado warning that we are continuing to watch, and the severe thunderstorm warnings as well. For portions of Appling, Bacon, and Wayne County, and then down to the south, our severe thunderstorm warning that stretches through all of Eccles County and then in the Clinch County. Very impressive line here for sure, moving through South Georgia. And I talked about just a little bit ago that most of the state, it's been cool and rainy today, even parts of South Georgia, but then you get to the extreme southern part of the state, and temperatures were in the 70s this afternoon. Very warm, very humid air. I mean, you could just feel it. It felt like a warm spring day today down in parts of South Georgia. And that's what's feeding these storms, and that's why they're just so fierce right now in the extreme southern part of the state. So we're looking at the live scan now. Again, this scan that we have is about 4.5 seconds old. You saw it there pop up on the screen. So this is as live as it gets. And got the same radar access that the Weather Service has, and they're keeping an eye on everything as well very closely. We just got word from the Weather Service. They're going to be in Adel on Monday, which is tomorrow. Yeah, the weekend's almost over, isn't it? So tomorrow, they'll be taking a look at the damage there. And without a doubt, we had a tornado in Adel and Cook County, and quite a bit of damage there. Still no reports of any injuries. And hopefully that will continue to be the case. But we'll find out tomorrow what the rating of that storm was. Probably going to be an EF2, could be an EF3. We'll wait until tomorrow to find out for sure. The Weather Service has canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for Lanier and Lowndes County. So that's continued to push on out of there, out of that area in South Georgia, extreme South Georgia, along the state line. But Eccles County, Clinch County, you are still under the gun with this severe thunderstorm, producing strong straight line winds, and there is the tornado possible with this storm. And the wind kicked through Homerville, and that continues to move toward the east as well, heading into Argyle and Manor, and then we kind of move up toward the north, looking around Waycross. Right now, strong winds and the rain beginning to pick up around Waresboro, which is just west of Waycross. So that continues to move through northern Ware County. Dixie Union really getting some heavy rainfall. And then the wind beginning to pick up in Blackshear. And we'll be heading into Patterson in the next 10 minutes. All right, radar confirmed tornado now as we get back up. Getting close to Surrency. As I mentioned, this is very important that we kept a close eye on this. So the tornado warning, the tornado near Surrency moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So let's take a look at our velocity. And this is going to be so they've stepped this up a notch. This is now a radar confirmed tornado. And this is going to be very, very close to Surrency and south of Surrency. Long 121 is where it's moving now. Next in line will be heading toward Odom. Odom, you're not in the polygon at the moment. You're in the severe thunderstorm polygon, but let's take a look at the debris tracker and see what we got here. Okay, not showing anything on this particular scan. Let me go back a scan or two. Just bear with me. Okay, it's not loading that up. So I'm not seeing the debris on this particular radar shot, but the Weather Service they are obviously very concerned with the rotation couplet. So let me flip over. We're getting just so far away from all the radar sites. We'll go ahead and take a look at Jeffersonville radar and see if we can get a little better shot here of this cell around Surrency, Georgia, close to Jessup. All right, it's going to be pretty ragged as well, but let me see what we got. Okay, nothing distinct there as far as debris is concerned. We'll go back and look for a couplet. Okay, no, yeah, that's not going to be good at all. So let's go ahead and we could take a chance on Charleston radar. That's going to be a little far out as well. So this area unfortunately gets into sort of no man's land. We were watching the storm with the Valdosta radar, which gives us a great view closer toward Valdosta. But then as we start to move up the direction of Jessup and toward Savannah, that's when things get a little bit far out of range. So it gets a little bit harder to see more toward the surface of the ground. It gets a little harder to see some of the details. But what has to be done when you get far out like this is just sort of putting some of the puzzle pieces together. And we are showing that rotation just to the south, about a mile south of Surrency. There's our latest sweep there as the storm continues to cross south of Surrency, moving northeast and crossing 121. And this is going to be out of the warning polygon here very shortly. So let's see if this gets extended. Very possible that it does. We may get this extended into Appling County as well, along with the severe thunderstorm warning, because we do have that rotation there, and it is a radar-indicated tornado. So this isn't about a storm that's capable of producing a tornado. This is a storm that radar is saying is producing a tornado. So Baxley, you are in the clear, and the rain is actually beginning to stop there as well. Alma, you've been long since in the clear. Surrency, you still need to be in your safe place, and especially south of Surrency on 121 around Memorial Church, Holmesville Road. Been calling that road out quite a bit because that's pretty close to where this rotation is passing over right now. Overstreet Cemetery, continuing to move toward Barfield Road, and then downstream in the Odom, not in the tornado warning polygon yet. That could change. Stand by. Stay close. If it gets issued, you're going to hear about it first right here. So just going to be really watching into Appling County. And really even downstream, watching into Wayne County as well, as this cell is continuing to move into extreme eastern edge of Bacon County. Or into Appling County, moving out of Bacon into Appling County, rather. My apologies. I may have mentioned Bacon County. That's where it came from. It's continuing to move through Appling County, so south of Surrency. And again, we're going to be watching into possibly in the Wayne County, and then up in the Tattnall County could be next in line. All right, this is the Georgia Weather Net. It is 6:54. We are watching this radar-indicated tornado as it continues to move through Appling County around the Surrency community, and our tornado warning goes until 7 o'clock. I don't think there's certainly not a threat back behind of this cell, but the threat continues up toward the northeast. So just want you to be on standby, even all the way up in the Glenville. Just be ready, because we do have a strong line moving your way. Gum Branch, Ludowici, all in line of this line of thunderstorms that continue to move through. Let's zoom out, take a look at the big picture here, just to give you another view of what we're looking at. This line mainly down around the Statesboro exit on I-16, and then stretching down through Tattnall County, And then our warned area around Surrency. And then we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for all of Eccles County and portions of Clinch County down around the, and you can see part of that's been dropped off. So this line continues to push through. Severe thunderstorm beginning to head toward Fargo, Stantonville, all in the clear now. This continues to move toward Highway 441 in Fargo, and then moving toward Clinch County. All right, we have a new warning. Let's see what we have here. Just got an alert. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Clinch and Eccles County. Just mentioned that. A portion of that out to the west, which covered Stantonville, has been dropped off. So the circulation that we're watching in Appling County, crossing Highway 15. There's our new watch there, or warning rather. Moving toward Highway 121. And a debris signature indicated on that. So we are going to, more than likely, this is going to be leaves, could be some branches. And not showing up strong here on this particular scan, but we did have a debris signature on that, and we had that rotation. But it is showing some weakening as it continues to move in the extreme eastern portion of Appling County. All right, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. This is going to be this is a big one. This is going to be for portions of Evans, Liberty, Long, Tattnall counties until 8 o'clock. So obviously part of this main line of storms here moving through. Possibility of 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with these storms. So this is about 8 miles north of Odom, moving east at 65 miles per hour. A little bit of a northeast movement on that as well. So east-northeast at 65 miles per hour. So this warning includes Hinesville, Glenville, Ludowici, Fort Stewart, McIntosh, Lothaurville, Midway, Riceboro, Flemington, Allenhurst, Gum Branch, Donald, and Mendez. So big area there. Again, portions of Evans, Liberty, Long, Tattnall County, severe thunderstorm warning until 8 p.m. And going to go ahead and make sure we get our radio partners up to date on that. You are watching the Georgia Weather Net, which would bring you the video coverage on YouTube, which we'd appreciate you subscribing to our YouTube channel so you can get those warnings as soon as they're issued, but also put out updates on local radio stations throughout the state of Georgia. Another great way to get those severe weather updates. All the stations are equipped with the emergency alert system, so that gets you the robot voice coming out, and then many of the stations picking up the Georgia Weather Net as well. And we appreciate all of our affiliates very much, and want to make sure that everyone is informed of what's going on. So for our Statesboro partners, just going ahead and getting that information out to them. So just bear with us just a moment here. Again, covering a lot of bases, but to just want to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. That tornado warning still in effect for another 2 minutes for the eastern portion of Appling County. It looks like we may go severe thunderstorm warning with this here on out. There's still rotation with this storm, so I'm not going to let our guard down yet. We're actually going to stay live for a little bit longer just to make sure that that rotation continues to broaden out. It's still there, and this was the same cell that dropped a tornado in Adel, and the Weather Service is going to go look at the damage on that tomorrow, so we'll find out the severity of that tornado. But without question, we had a tornado in Adel. We had quite a bit of damage in Cook County, and that happened at about 5:20, 5:21 was the official time that was put on that. And this is the same line, so still showing the possibility of creating a tornado, possibly dropping a tornado as it moves through eastern Appling County. Just kind of looking downstream here and also looking through our damage reports. So really watching this as it continues to move into Tattnall County, northern Wayne County, Long County. You just need to be advised that this is a strong line of thunderstorms here. We'll give you the big picture here. This gives you the entire state of Georgia, all the activity here in the southeast corner of the state. So very warm, humid air in southeast Georgia has been in place all day today. And that is what is helping to fuel these storms. So really want you to be on the lookout. Savannah, it's going to be, some gusty winds, heavy rain, some thunderstorms there. But I'm really thinking south of Savannah and then down into Darien, Brunswick, St. Simons, Jekyll Island, and down into St. Mary's and Kingsland along the coastline, still going to be experiencing some very strong thunderstorms. And I'll tell you what, we'll probably just watch this unless these completely fizzle out, which I don't think is going to happen because it's still very warm and humid in St. Mary's. We'll just watch these thunderstorms as they continue to move toward I-95 and the coastline. But no active tornado warnings at this time. And while we're zoomed out here, I'll just kind of take a look at the velocity and zoomed out and see if there's any concern. The southern end down in Eccles County, heading into Clinch County, I'm not really showing any potential rotation at all. Unfortunately, our radar data is getting a little bit muddy as those cells are moving closer to Jessup. But that's where we did see the potential of some rotation there. So severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 8 o'clock. And yeah, this is a big area here covering portions of Evans, Liberty, Long, Tattnall counties. And then our severe thunderstorm warning until 7:30, which is for portions of Bacon, Wayne, and Appling counties. We had that tornado warning there, but that has been allowed to expire at 7 o'clock. So this has been replaced by the severe thunderstorm warnings. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a good time to go ahead and we'll flip over to the Charleston radar to look at the northern side of this line. We're going to have to kind of flip between the two radar sites. And that does take just a second to load up the data, but it'll be well worth it because we're going to get a much better view up here on the northern side. So you can see the thunderstorms, even when we get this high resolution over Bullitt County, Statesboro, up in the Screven County. It's just so spread out. We do have a lot of embedded cells with that, but this is pretty stable air, and we don't have a big concern over Bullitt County. And then moving into Effingham County, Rincon and Springfield, it's just going to be rain. That's not really what we're concerned with on severe weather. It's once we get down more toward the south, where the line is much more focused, that's where we get those inflow notches. We can get the bow echo segment, so that gives you the strong straight line winds. We've had reports of potential 70-mile-an-hour wind gust, and that's all possible here in this particular line. Really surprised we don't have a warning for Ware County or Waycross, but the Weather Service has decided to not be as concerned with that segment. They did put out a special weather statement on it, but that is not severe moving through Ware County, Waycross, and continuing to push toward the east, heading toward Brantley County and Pierce County. But those are some pretty strong thunderstorms nonetheless, and with some strong wind gust. And let's see if we can go back to Valdosta radar, because again, all that up toward the north around Statesboro, that's not a big concern. Our biggest concern is going to be really this particular line as it continues to move up toward Tattnall County into Evans and Long County. And that's where we had some rotation already with this. And flip back over. This is going to be pretty muddy, but we'll look at it anyway to see what we can see. Our velocity tool. Okay, maybe some broad rotation around Odom, but nothing that's causing alarm. And let me just see if we can see any sort of debris possible around Odom. And no, we don't. All right, so it's possible that the broadening of the rotation is continuing to occur. And that has been the case over the last several sweeps. So is this storm moving out of Appling County, heading into Wayne, Tattnall, Long, sort of where all those counties intersect? That's where it is right now, heading up toward US 25. That rotation is still pretty broad. So that's good news indeed. Let's see if we can hold on to that. And so the area we're looking at here, right along the Altamaha River, is where the cell that has the broad rotation up around Madre Springs, moving toward the Donald community. Surrency, you're going to be in the clear right now, but it was very, very close to Surrency, just south of Surrency. And then, again, moving just above Odom, starting to cross the Altamaha and moving in south of Glenville. That's you zoom in here a little bit more. It's a pretty good little cell. Don't think we're seeing any hail in that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Let me flip over and take a look at least our integrated liquid. Should be right here. Okay, so we do have a lot of precipitation moving up through this storm, and that sometimes will give us the hail. Let's take a look at our severe hail tool. And I haven't really seen any hail with these cells all day today. Yeah, not showing very much right there. If we do have any, it's very close to the Altamaha and starting to move toward south of Glenville, but not seeing that as a hail is a big situation right now. All right, this is the Georgia Weather Net. I'm going to keep it live here for just a little bit longer. I think this rotation is going to continue to broaden out, hopefully. I hope I don't have to eat my words, but I'm watching this closely. The Weather Service watching this very, very closely as well. And if there's any concern at all, it's going to be just to the south of Glenville, around the Donald community, and really above Ludowici. So between Glenville and Ludowici is going to be our biggest concern for any possible spin up if we have any at all. But the rotation remains very broad. So just severe thunderstorm warning. And again, this is a big area here. This is covering portions of Long County, Evans County, Liberty County, and Tattnall County. And this warning in effect until 8 o'clock. We have the warning out to the south, but that storm is starting to run out of the box there as it continues to move above Odom. That warning in effect until 7:30. And still going to be pretty strong thunderstorm in the community of Screven and then heading toward Jessup. And with those wind gusts up 45 to 50 miles per hour possible. Severe thunderstorm warning continuing for Clinch and Eccles County along the Florida line. So a portion of that has been canceled, but we still have a portion there in effect for Clinch and Eccles County. The severe thunderstorm warning for Bacon County, that's that little older warning that we had there going until 7:30, has been canceled, but it remains in effect for Appling and Wayne County. It is continuing to move out of Appling County, but we still have that severe thunderstorm warning there. And looking through storm reports, no more storm damage being reported. I think right now the crews have their work right in front of them, very, very busy in Cook County. And I think we're going to end up seeing quite a bit of damage being reported in Adel and Cook County. And let me just scan through and see if we got this one. All right, we did get a report out of Quitman and Brooks County. Tree limbs down on the roads in the Quitman area. Mention Colquitt County, Moultrie with some storm damage. Berrien County report of a few trees down at Teeterville Road. Again, that's in Berrien County. Let's see where that is in relation. That's just east of Nashville. Wind damage report. Yeah, quite a few reports here in Alma. The airport reported wind gusts of 41 miles per hour. I think we're going to see that wind was stronger than that, and certainly in the tornado area, which was just to the northeast of Alma. I'm sorry, we did not have tornado in Alma, but we had wind gusts of 41 miles per hour. So my apologies. We had some rotation around Alma, and then it tightened up a little bit as it head towards Surrency, but I don't think we're going to see tornado damage reports in Bacon County, but straight line wind reports are going to be a big deal. 41 mile an hour wind gusts there in Bacon County. And then also storm report coming out of Coffee County near Douglas. and some trees down there, they also have a report of 41-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So the storm really didn't directly hit Douglas. So that's just giving you an indication. On the edge of the storm, we had 41-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So very, very strong winds that whip through southeast Georgia and continue to whip through right now. So Nahantna will be experiencing the strong winds. Jessup wind is kicking up right now, 40, 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts very easily. Blackshear on the backside of the main line, so just the rain. But it was very windy in Blackshear, I can assure you of that. So our severe thunderstorm warning here, continuing to move toward I-95. I think this is going to hold together. I don't think there's any reason that we're going to see this one fall apart. Does it stay as strong when it gets to Savannah? Likely not. But it is aiming towards Savannah right now. But I think as it continues to track east, the northern part of the cell just continues to broaden out quite a bit. I've been watching that for the last couple of hours. And so we are seeing some weakening on the northern side of that. So we have no warnings above I-16. We could see a warning for Chatham County into Savannah. But more than likely, our warnings are going to be Savannah and south, heading down into McIntosh County, possibly into Glenn County, and maybe into Camden County as well, as this line continues to push through. So Waycross in the clear right now. The wind was really kicking up there. Be interested to see what our wind reports are. Let me see if I can grab actually the current reading at the airport in Waycross. Oftentimes when the wind really whips up, the ASOS reporting stations just shut down and we don't get any reports at all. Sometimes we get a report right there at the very end. So yeah, the latest update that we had there, 21 mile an hour sustained and wind gust of 39 miles per hour in Waycross. So that's not too shabby. Temperature reading was 70. That's going to start to come down. I know that's hard to believe for anybody north of this area that it was in the 70s in South Georgia today. Very humid, very warm. Felt like a late springtime day in South Georgia today. And anybody that's been monitoring the weather for any period of time, when it feels like that and it's the middle of January, you know you're going to have a problem. And here's the problem as it continues to unleash itself on southeast Georgia. I'm going to flip over to the velocity tool again just to make sure we're not missing anything as far as any sort of rotation is concerned. This has been our main concern. Not anything really to be alarmed about. Very broad and weak rotation northeast of Odom, moving toward Ludowici. But I don't see anything to be alarmed at the moment. So I'm not sure if we're going to get another tornado warning issued or not. Hopefully not. But you can't fully predict these storms. You can try your best, but they're going to do what they're going to do. And that's one of the most humbling and important lessons we have to learn in the weather business is we can use all these tools and get the word out and think we know what's going to happen next, but the storms can certainly throw a surprise at you. Is this a new warning for, let me go back down south here. It's got a new polygon that popped up. Okay, that's going to be old information. We still had a polygon over Valdosta on one of the other tools that we use here, but clearly Valdosta is all good to go and no problems at all. Maybe a few more light showers will be moving that way, but nothing severe moving in toward Lowndes County for the rest of the evening. But east of Lowndes County, now moving out of Eccles, moving into Clinch County, we'd still have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7:15. So we're getting down into the swampland here, but still need to know about this severe thunderstorm warning. As where are we at here? We're starting to approach Fargo. Once you get to the other side of Fargo, you are deep in the Okefenokee. So that's going to be scaring some alligators for sure as that cell continues to move toward the northeast at a fairly good clip. And not really showing any indication of rotation within that line. We'll go back up north here of the cell that's been keeping us on the edge of our seat throughout the afternoon. And I'll tell you what, since we're starting to get a little bit out of Valdosta range, let's flip back over to Charleston, and we'll just kind of watch this the rest of the way with Charleston radar. Should give us a much better view as it moves toward the Savannah Metro. Savannah, again, just be ready for some gusty winds, some heavy rainfall. Hail's not going to be a big concern here, but we may get a severe thunderstorm warning out of this. I'm just not so sure. I just continue to see this storm broaden out and weaken quite a bit. So hopefully we'll just get away with a special weather statement on that and leave it at that, and nothing further for Savannah. But you can see it is trying to move that way. Let me throw a storm track here out just a little ahead of the storm. This will give us a good idea when this is going to be in Savannah. So should be moving into Savannah around 7:47 or so. Richmond Hill 7:34, Pooler 7:40. Could be severe when it gets there. Could just be a strong thunderstorm when it gets there. But just know it is moving your direction. Rain continues to fall very, very heavily in Jessup right now. The wind still a factor there. And while we're looking at radar reporting stations, let me see if we can get some more wind reports out of Jessup. The Jessup Wayne County Airport reporting. Okay, I don't believe that. It says calm wind. I don't think so. That's again one of those things that happens. You get that wind really going, and who knows, the little cups on the anemometer may have blown off, and so it's just sitting there. So according to the weather station there, it's a calm wind, but that's not the case. It's windy in Jessup. I can guarantee you that. And also very rainy with those thunderstorms moving in. Nahutna, with the showers beginning to move in your direction, things are calming down in Waycross and Blackshear. That's good. And this line continues to move toward I-95, heading toward the coastline. Nothing severe between what we're looking at here in the north, up around Glenville, Tattnall County, and then down south towards Stantonville. We hadn't seen any severe warnings along that line, so everything's just been pretty strong thunderstorm, but not severe. And we will, again, hope that these are going to continue to mellow out somewhat. Storm report coming out of Ware County near Deanwood. And let's see, wind gust of 40 miles per hour. So not a storm report, but a wind report. So 40 mile an hour wind gust in the near Deanwood and Ware County. And here's our wind report out of Alma. The ASOS, that's at the airport there, reporting 21 mile an hour wind gust. That may be being polite. I have a feeling that around Alma, they saw a little stronger wind than that, but officially at the airport, 21 mile an hour wind gust. Severe thunderstorm warning for Appling and Wayne County has been canceled. And there it goes off the screen. But we're still going to hang on to the warning out ahead of this. It's going to be hard to imagine these storms staying in this polygon until 8 o'clock, but it is what it is. We still have the severe thunderstorm warning until 8 o'clock, and that does cover Hinesville and Glenville. You're on the backside of this now. Ludowici, you're in there, and almost to Riceboro. So this is portions of Evans, Liberty, Long, and Tattnall County. The portion of Evans County doesn't include Claxton. So the fruitcake factory, no problems at all. It was raining like crazy up there at the Claxton fruitcake factory, but the rain has already passed through now and is now in the southeast corner of Evans County. And heavy rain beginning to move toward Hinesville. And we'll be heading into Fort Stewart here shortly. So expect that rain and the wind over Fort Stewart. And as I mentioned, the wind beginning to kick up in Ludowici. watch your speed and watch the wind in Ludowici. I don't know if that's still a thing or not, but you did not want to speed in Ludowici back in the day. Midway, you're in the severe thunderstorm warning polygon as well. It takes it right up to I-95. And we'll see if this gets extended out. Hopefully not. But again, almost to the Midway exit there on I-95, which is exit 76. But the rest of I-95 out of that, but we'll see if that gets added here shortly. We're going to go ahead and stay live for just a little bit longer. I would love to see this warning get canceled early, but I'm curious to see what happens in Savannah. Just for a couple of reasons. One, it's moving that way, and two, this storm did drop a tornado in Adel earlier, at about 2 hours ago now. And so there is that potential there. We've seen some rotation with this storm as it continued to track up over Alma and Surrency. Looks like the only tornado that it dropped is going to be near Adel. We did have some debris on radar around Surrency, but not really seeing any other information beyond that. So maybe that was just some leaves and tree limbs. Hopefully that's all that was. Okay, now here's another report coming out of Alma of wind gusts of 45 miles per hour. I'll believe that more than 21 miles an hour any day. So officially now 45 mile an hour wind gust was reported at Alma at 7:03, and when that storm moved through. So yeah, pretty serious there. So we know wind gusts were probably even stronger than that in some other areas. And so we're just kind of watching this main part of the cell here. This is a pretty long line. I'll zoom out and give you the entire state of Georgia so you can see what we're looking at again. Things are pretty quiet up in the north, cooler, drier air moving in the northwest Georgia. Not going to last very long. It'll be a pretty nice day tomorrow, and then some showers back in by Tuesday night, and then more rain on Wednesday. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a look at what's going on from the Storm Prediction Center just to see if we have any more severe weather. Yeah, let me show you this while you're with me. And let me just clear all the layers right quick and give you the storm prediction outlook for this is going to be for Tuesday. Okay. Let me grab this here. So this is for Tuesday, and you can see a level 2 out of 5 risk. That's the yellow area covering southern Alabama, lower Alabama, as they say, and then the level 1 out of 5 risk right up to the Georgia line. So a little bit of Georgia in there in extreme southwest Georgia. You can see near Eufaula, Alabama, and then you get into just near Providence Canyon State Park, that area out along the Georgia-Alabama line. So even though we don't have a lot of Georgia in this severe weather outlook area, I still watch the proximity of when you get a level 2, level 3, or higher. And that actually means quite a bit because we know those storms are there. We know they're moving our direction. So does this become a concern as we head into Wednesday? And right now, the predictability from the Storm Prediction Center is still a little too low to determine what's going to happen on Wednesday. But, these storms are going to have to go somewhere, and they're going to be moving our way. So as for right now, the SPC is not really putting out any sort of statements for Wednesday, but don't be surprised if we get at least a level 1, possibly a level 2 severe weather risk for southwest Georgia, maybe all the way up in the Macon as we head toward Wednesday. So that's just going to be something that we'll keep an eye out on as we get a little bit closer. So back to the situation at hand, our severe thunderstorms in southeast Georgia. I'll pop up our warnings once again here. We just have one. And is that it everywhere in the country, I guess? Just right here? That's it. So we have one. And this storm, again, not looking very impressive. I think this gets canceled before 8 o'clock. Let's see. Already portions of Evans and Liberty and Long counties, Tattnall counties, have been dropped but the storm is still around Gum Branch, continuing to move toward the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So this continues to move toward Hinesville. And the rain, the wind will be picking up there right now and over Fort Stewart, even outside of the warning polygon up toward Pembroke, picking up some heavy rain right now and thunderstorms. And we'll see if this gets extended on into Chatham County and get into possibly Bryan County, maybe in the Chatham County and Savannah. We'll just see what happens here over the next couple of minutes. But this storm is losing a whole lot of its strength for sure. Down to the south, these storms that move through Jessup, now continuing to move over to Nahantna, is still pretty good. Not severe, but we've been watching some special weather statements being issued on that, and that's going to continue to move toward McIntosh County, western Glenn County, as it moves eastbound toward the I-95 and toward the coastline. So it's 7:26. This is the Georgia Weather Net. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then you get these notifications anytime we have severe weather. If you're in the state of Georgia and you are concerned about severe weather or would like to know what's going on, where it is and where it's going, that's one of the main things that we do here at the Georgia Weather Net. In addition to a morning video, be on the air tomorrow morning at around 6 a.m. and then updates when necessary, and then also updates on our radio partners throughout the state. Great radio stations from all the way up in North Georgia and Cleveland and Commerce, Southwest Georgia and Albany, Southeast Georgia and in Statesboro, Middle Georgia. We got you covered throughout. And if your local radio station is not airing the Georgia Weather Net forecast every hour, give them a call and say, hey, just call the Georgia Weather Net. They all know I'm here. All right, let's see what we got. As far as storm reports are concerned, several coming in from Florida. We'll save that. We'll let the Florida weather people deal with that. Let me just go through. Some of you are just joining me now. Multiple reports coming out around Adel and Cook County. And that's going to be a tornado for sure. The Weather Service is going to go survey that tomorrow, so we'll find out what the rating was on that. But last that I heard, there were no injuries reported out of Adel. So hopefully that will remain the case. Brooks County with tree limbs down in the Quitman area. We had reports coming out of Berrien County, just east of Nashville, with a few trees down on Teeterville Road. Wind gust reports showing several locations from Ware County up in the Bacon County.
User in your channel timed out. User joined your channel.
All right, and my apologies there. We completely lost the connection to our remote in. Being the weekend, I'm not at the weather center right now, so I'm pretty far away from the weather center, and so I have to remote in. And luckily you still had the video there, but the audio went away. So I think hopefully everything's back now. So I didn't mean to just disappear like that on you, but sometimes those things happen. So I appreciate you sticking with us here on the Georgia Weather Net. No active tornado warnings right now. We just have this severe thunderstorm warning set to go until 8 o'clock. And it's right now continuing to move toward Hinesville and through Gum Branch, with Wethourville, with the wind beginning to pick up as well. This is possibly going to get canceled a little bit earlier or earlier than planned. So just going to continue to keep an eye on this because it is starting to move into more heavily populated area, again, moving up toward the base and then beginning to move in toward western Savannah. So just want to kind of watch and make sure nothing unusual occurs with this storm as it continues to move toward I-95. Hopefully this will get canceled here soon. If it does, I will pass the word along to you. We'll go ahead and take a look at some more reports coming out of some of the weather reporting stations. Homerville in Clinch County, wind gust of 41 miles per hour. So that's pretty consistent with the report that we had out of Ware County in the Deanwood area and Alma at the airport. Let's see. It's Jacksonville. Okay, so their main concern now is going to be well down into Florida. Our line here in Georgia just continuing to hold on and showing some weakening. Haven't really seen any significant rotation with this line, so that's good. The severe thunderstorm warning for Evans and Tattnall County has been canceled, but the Weather Service is still going to hang on to Liberty and Long County until 8 o'clock. So there you go. Going to hang on to this a little bit longer, but the storm has moved out of Evans and Tattnall County. So no reason to have a warning on that yet. Up toward the north, southeast Bullitt County, around the Stilson community, heavy rainfall. That's not a severe thunderstorm warning there, but southeast of Brooklet toward Stilson, moving down into the southern and southwest part of Effingham County. We do have some heavy rainfall, some gusty winds with that, but not severe. I know we have quite a few folks that follow us on our Facebook page, especially from the Statesboro area, and I thank you for viewing and watching. Of course, you got the Statesboro weather page as well, but nothing was severe in Bullitt County. It was a pretty good little thunderstorm that rocked through Statesboro, but wasn't officially severe. This one's severe, still in Liberty and Long County. And so we'll just continue to keep an eye on it as this is edging in closer and closer to Fort Stewart. Yeah, the rain is coming down over the fort right now, and the bulk of this storm will continue moving that way here over the next few minutes. Glenville, you're all in the clear, no problems at all. Still some pretty heavy rain coming down in Ludowici and Wethourville, and heading toward Hinesville with this severe thunderstorm. And let's we'll just kind of flip back and forth here to make sure that we don't have any rotation sneaking up on us. This has been a pretty sneaky and active storm as it moved through Cook County and dropped a tornado, and saw some rotation again as it got up around the Surrency area. Yeah, this is still showing some broad rotation. So, yeah, I think it's a good idea to go ahead and hang on to this severe thunderstorm warning for now until it gets out of here. And we'll see what happens for Chatham County next. And very possible if that broad rotation holds in there, knowing the storm did produce a tornado earlier, 2 hours ago at this point, and moving into some population, we may see this extended into Chatham County. And if so, we'll just hang right here and watch what happens. It's 7:35, so we've got another 25 minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning. All right, this may be some good news. Strong thunderstorm, a special weather statement. All right, so this is a level below severe thunderstorm warning. This has just been issued by the Weather Service, and this is for coastal Liberty, coastal McIntosh, inland Liberty, inland McIntosh, and Long County. So all of Liberty and McIntosh County, Long County is in there as well. This is a special weather statement. So this, again, not severe, but strong thunderstorms will be impacting these areas. It does include Wolf Island, Darien, St. Catherine's Island, Riceboro. Strong winds, 45 to 55 miles per hour possible. So this could damage some tree limbs and blowing around of light unsecured objects. So maybe this is going to replace any severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this is south of this particular warning polygon. So I would have rather had a special weather statement for Chatham, but don't always get what I wish for. But if we could get a special weather statement for Bryan and Chatham, would be maybe we're going to be okay as far as any severe thunderstorm warnings are concerned. But let's just hold tight here a few minutes and see what happens as this cell continues to move toward the northeast, heading toward Fort Stewart and Hinesville. And if it holds together, we'll continue in toward Richmond Hill and then getting into the western side of Savannah. So while I got you, we are the Georgia Weather Net, live coverage anytime, around the clock, 24/7, even here on a Sunday evening. But believe it or not, I was actually going to be heading down to the Weather Center this evening. I would have been there already. And just as I was about to walk out, we had that tornado warning that was issued. That was it was almost 2 hours ago, I guess. So we've been live ever since here on the Georgia Weather Net. And no tornado warnings right now anywhere in Georgia. Let me zoom out. You can probably tell where we are. We're getting down toward the coastline, but the rest of Georgia is just fine. And let me put on the composite radar so we're looking at the Charleston radar right now and see what else we have going on around the state. So yeah, so we still have rain. It's light in metro Atlanta, and then northwest of I-85, just light showers. That's going to continue to slowly move out through the overnight hours. Everything actually will clear out in northwest Georgia. And we have some showers that continue to roll through the rest of the state as well. And but things are beginning to get very quiet up to our northwest, without a doubt. It's the southeast part of the state here is what we're mostly concerned with. Getting close to Savannah with this severe thunderstorm warning, but not quite there. So we'll keep watching out for that. And also take a look at any more storm reports. Nothing else coming in so far. This storm that we're tracking right now, moving in toward Hinesville and Fort Stewart with the potential of 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. And now they have taken off the tornado possibility on this. So that's great news as well. And that's almost going to give me my cue to go ahead and end our broadcast, because that rotation is spread out to such a point that it's not even really a tornado concern at this stage. And as I mentioned, the northern part of this cell just keeps spreading out more and more. So as this moves in closer to Pooler and Savannah, I think we're just going to see heavy rainfall, but not necessarily at severe threshold. It could be very close. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but the probability of this, again, producing a tornado just continues to weaken more and more as it continues to track through. And also, we're dealing with the time of day. We're at 7:39 now. The sun is set. It's getting dark, starting to meet up with some of that cooler air. I-16 has kind of been the dividing point throughout the day today for the warmer, humid air in extreme South Georgia and the more mild and cooler air up toward the north. So it's starting to meet up with some of that cooler air, and we're seeing the storm lose a lot of its oomph as it continues to track across. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and break off our broadcast here. If we get this storm cell spin up, we see any sort of rotation, even if we don't get a tornado warning, but if I see any kind of rotation on this at all, I'll go ahead and break in live again here on the Georgia Weather Net on the YouTube page and also get that posted on Facebook as well. So that's going to do it for our broadcast for now. Hopefully that's going to do it for the evening, and I'll be back if necessary.